Hello and welcome to Crafting Inspirations. I'm Joanne, a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator here in Newfoundland, Canada. I love to connect, inspire, and motivate new and exciting possibilities through stamping. Each month I select an item from the current catalogs that Stampin' Up! Has to offer and chooses one set, and I design 4 to 5 cards for you so that you can reproduce those cards. However, for the month of October, and this is the last week, I have decided to use the Joy of Sharing card kit. It's an all-exclusive card kit. It can be found on page 4 of the August to December 2020 mini catalog. And the cost of it is $48. I know in last week's video I said it was $41, but I had that I had another kit in my mind when I had said $41, and that was the Christmas Countdown. However, this one is $48, and like I said, it's an all-exclusive kit. Everything that you need is in there. So I'm just going to turn the camera around now and get started with an alternative to a card that you can make with this kit if you have other stamps and dies. So just give me a moment, please. Like I said before, it's an all-exclusive kit, and I'll show you what you would receive if you purchase this kit. And you can use my OS code if you're in Canada, 4ZKBD346, and order it and have it shipped right to your door. Like I said, it's $48 plus shipping and taxes. And it's a great kit because you can personalize your cards as well. You can include some pictures, and I'll show you a couple of alternatives that I have done with this kit. So this is what it comes in it's cellophane box, and I'll give you the order number if you want to order this now shortly as well. So it comes with some glue dots that is glittered, gold glittered. It comes with some dimensionals. It comes with some mini glue dots, a stamp set, and it comes with a block as well for attaching your sentiments to it. It comes with 15 sheets of gold, and you punch these out, and you'll see me doing something different with this today. And then you get 15 cards, and the card size is 5 by 7, and it's done in Mossy middle, and when you open it, it's white inside. You get your 15 envelopes. You get a Mossy middle stamping spot. You get some sentiment layers, and you get quite a few sheets of these. And these are some different sizes, and some real red tags. And see, there's more sheets here involved. I can't get them. And then you get, I think it was about 7 to 9 sheets that has pine cones and poinsettias onto it. So today I figured I would take the Poinsettia Petals stamp set and work with that and incorporate it into my alternative card for this today. So I'm just going to put this all back, and I'm going to take a sheet of this, and I'm going to take one sheet of this, and I'm going to take the stamp set out. Many glue dots flying everywhere. I won't need my glue dots today because the card got quite a bit of gold onto it. So I'm just going to move this out of the way. And this is the catalog page that you can find it on. Like I said, it's page 4 of the August to December mini catalog, 2020 catalog. And here's the kit. It is $48, like I said, and it makes 15 cards, and the order number for that is 153650. It's quite beautiful. as I showed you there, and the font and the font onto the sentiments are beautiful as well. I just love them. This is just one kit that's in the catalog, and if you're in Canada and would like a catalog, you can certainly reach out to me at craftinginspirations@outlook.com, or you can look me up on Facebook. My Facebook page is Joanne's Crafting Inspirations, and that's JOANN''S. So let me just move my catalog out of the way. And I'm just going to show you a couple of alternatives and cards made from the kit. So this one I made with my kids and my husband, as what the kit as explained to do, and instructions are with the kit. Here's another one. Now what I did, I just turned over the gold and used the white on this one. So this is made like the kit, and I gave away the other one. And there's a couple of alternatives that I've done. So I embossed this gold, and I used the Subtles embossing folder, and I used some Bumblebee that ties in with the centers of the poinsettias. I used Bumblebee and Behind. And here's another one that I did last week. This is last week's card. So I just cut the gold file in half so you can use it, and it extends the life of your gold. So, and today's card we're going to do, I'll show you, is this. Like I said before in my introduction, I'm going to introduce the Poinsettia Petals stamp set to cut out the, we're going to use the dies in the stamp set. And I also use the dies when you purchase the Tasteful Touches bundle. I also use the dies in that, and this is the die that I've used for my sentiment. I changed it up again today a little bit. So let me just move these out of the way. So then we're going to get started. So I'm going to use the card base, and I might change it up and have it going landscape today and have my sentiment. Let's see how that works. And then I'm just going to introduce this sheet of gold, and we're going to use the inside of our gold piece. There we go. You just got to be gentle with removing it because it catches on there a little bit, but it's all perforated, so that you can certainly leave it like that and have this piece. But for today's cards, I didn't want the pine cones in there, so I'm just taking Stampin' Up's paper snips, and I'm just cutting it straight down, and I'm just removing and leaving just a border. Now you can certainly use these again for another card. I don't throw away any of my scraps because I always incorporate it in other cards. And you can certainly use the paper trimmer to cut these as well. But I find I always tend to go over in the corners a little bit. So I find the scissors a little bit more precise for me. So like I said, I'm going to keep these and incorporate them in other cards that would have gold into them. So now we've got a fine little border. So now I'm just going to introduce some DSP. And this is from the Season Designer Series paper, and it comes 6x6. And the colors that coordinate with it is Basic Black, Cherry Cobbler, Garden Green, Real Red, and Shaded Spruce, and Whisper White. So I've decided what you can do is take these and go down through and see which one that you like. So I like that one. I like keeping it with the red theme, because the Shaded Spruce and the Mossy Middle I don't think goes well together, but you can certainly, if you think so, you can certainly use that as well. And here's what a green would look like. But I think I like the red. That's a little bit more rich with the gold, I think. So, kind of like that one today. So let's go with this one. So I'm just going to put this one away. This is the one that I use on today's card was this one, and I use it this way. But today I'm going to use this one. So now we're going to need to cut this down a little bit, and this measures not quite 4.5, and it's 6 1/4. So we don't need to cut off any off the side. We just need to cut it down to below 4 1/4. So I'm just going to bring out my paper trimmer. And we're going to cut that down to 4 1/4. So and this could always be used on another card. So I'm just moving that out of the way. So, and then our border will get laid in like this. And then I'm just going to introduce the Stampin' Up's die and embossing machine, because I'm going to need to cut out the flowers, and you can certainly do that with this piece of gold. So what we're going to need, there's 3 different flowers in there. Well, there's 3 different sizes, the large, medium, and small. Actually, there's 4 with the die cutting, with the dies. So we're not going to use the large one. We're just going to bring out the medium size one, the small one, and then there's one that's really small that's got the embossing, all that in it already. So we're going to, I'm just going to move these pieces out of the way and bring in the Stampin' Up's die machine, die emboss machine. So I don't know if you can see it. There's plates that comes with the machine for cutting. So I'm going to need 1, 2, and I'm going to need plate 3 and another plate 3. So I'm just going to lay my gold down onto one of the plates. And then I'm going just to arrange the flower so that it's within the gold. And let's bring out that little small one. So there's plenty of room to align. I don't know if you can see it. If I move this a little bit, if you might see. And now what someone had told me, let me see if I can bring you out a little bit this way. There we go. What someone had suggested to me, because they had a hard time of trying to figure out the dies, because these are embossing dies. They don't actually cut, they just emboss. Once you figure out which side that they go on, just to get a Sharpie and mark your dies on the back so you know which side lines up with which. So now this one I did, but the markings had come off. But I find that one a little bit easy to align because I usually go by this little leaf here. So now I'm just going to run this through. And with this machine, it's so easy. Just to run it through. It's like it's never cut, but it do, and it embosses at the same time. So I'm just going to move the machine out of the way. It's compact, it folds up quite nicely. Let me just fix my disc there a little bit. So here how it folds. Let me just get the gold off. Move the die plates. And see how there might be a bit of shine there on the camera. Let me just move these out of the way. Let me just fix this because there we go. So I'm just punching these out. See how it just leaves a little marking to what's onto the flowers, and embosses and cuts all at the same time. So here we go. And then we've got our little small one. So I'm just going to move these out of the way. So instead of me having my machine out constantly and cutting, I might have to introduce it for the for the leaves. I used this die from the Forever Flourishing die set. I cut out these. These are in the Poinsettia petals. I cut it out in very vanilla. Some of the gold, and I use Mossy metal from this little die that came with the set. So now I might use this one for the leaves. So now I'm going to stamp up our sentiment into this block here, and I'm open. I never checked to see if it would fit. So let me just see. Oh, it fits in there beautifully. So I'm just going to lay this down onto my grid paper, and I'm going to line up the words onto the line so that I know that it's straight. And I'm going to bring out Mossy metal. I just got to move my mug. And I'm going to ink this up with Mossy metal, and you can certainly do it with cherry cobbler too as well. But I just want to incorporate a little bit of the green into it. And this is the sentiment: wishing you a season filled with the special warmth of friendship and the precious joy of sharing and the wonderful blessings of happiness. So I just love how that stamps out. I gotta say, it's beautiful. So I'm just going to move that out of the way. Okay, and let's bring back our card. So now we can decorate this a little bit. And what I did, see, that one is pretty too as well with the trees. I'm just going to take the Stampin Seal, and I'm going to adhere this to the card. And make sure you got even border on all four sides. And I said I was going to do a landscape card today. And now with this, I used the mini Dimensionals. Nope, that was my stomach just growled. And I'm just placing in the four corners and putting some along the edge. So I want this to pop up a little bit as a frame. So I'm just going to put a couple of more. And then I'm just going to take your pick tool and take the backings off these pieces. So there we go. Now you can certainly visit my page too as well, joannejohnson.stampinup.net, and you can place your orders through there as well. is my webpage, and I have started a new blog, and it's crafting inspirations .art.blog. So I will be posting some pictures in that there as well. So then we're going to put our sentiment in the center, and we can have that raised as well. So I'm going to use large sentiments for this one though. And I've got some twine. Let's put 4 on here. I've got some gold twine. I don't have that glued down yet. Nope. So what I'm just going to do with this is I'm going to wrap it around my finger. Let's see if I can do it fully 4. So there we go. And have it. So now I'm just going to get a bit of tearaway tape. A little bit too much. And I'm just going to lay that down. Tear the backing off. And then I'm just going to make sure, let's see, I don't want to see the ends of the twine, so let's bring it this way and wrap it around. Make sure it comes up and comes down around, and I might got a little bit too much here, I think, but that's okay. So this will be free flowing. Then we're going to take the backing off of our dimensionals, and hopefully we'll strike some of that twine in the middle, like so. And now what we're going to do is we're going to introduce these little twigs that we cut, and I'm just going to put these underneath. Put the Very Vanilla, the Mossy middle, and we can do the gold. And we can certainly go underneath as well. So let's put those pieces in. We're going to use a little bit of our Stampin' Up's fine tip glue pen. And we're just going to put a little bit of glue on the branches. And I'm just going to lay that in and make sure it touches. So then we got our Mossy middle. I changed it up a little bit from what I had just put there, but that's okay. And we put this over, and we're just going to have it so that it's a little bit free flowing. Let's see, it's getting caught up in something there. There we go. I want to push it down a little bit. And the last little bit is this one, the Very Vanilla. So there we go. And you want to make sure that you closes up the fine tip glue after each use. And I store it upside down. Now, when it comes to the gold, so I'm just going to lay that there. And let's see. We don't want to cover up our sentiment. Let's see how this looks. There we go. I think that looks okay. And now I'm just going to bring back the dimensionals once again. And we're going to pop these up. So we're going to take the backing off of this one. And we're going to lay that down so that it's in between the wishing. and it's over our stem there, but we want to make sure that it's within the card so that it fits within the envelope. And then we'll use another dimensional. And then we're just going to cross that over so that it's like so. And we're just going to take the small one and we're going to get the mini dimensionals and put onto this one. And on what I've got done, I've got some of the basic rhinestone jewels, and then I'm going to bring out the cherry cobbler blend, and then we're just going to color in a couple of these little rhinestones, and we're going to let those dry a few minutes. And we're just going to, I'm going to put a couple onto the flower as a centerpiece. And let's do one more there in the middle, in the center of our flower. So that's our card. And you can certainly decorate the inside. I might use a different sentiment, but that is our card for today. It's quite beautiful. It's a little different from the one yesterday. The background, I find the paper is quite beautiful. So just give me a moment and I'll turn my camera back around. Now, weren't those cards just beautiful? So easy to come up with alternatives with this set. However, you can make your 15 cards from the instructions that is given to you when you purchase the set. They're still quite beautiful as well. But I just figured everyone is looking to extend the elements of the kits a little bit further. So you can make alternatives and make more than your 15 cards and introduce them to your own cardstock in that as well. So if you have any questions, you can certainly reach out to me at craftinginspirations.outlook.com, or you can visit my Facebook page. It's Joanne's Crafting Inspirations, so that's JOANN''S Crafting Inspirations. And you can get in touch with me there as well, and I get back to you. And I'd just like to know where my viewers are watching from. So if you don't mind leaving a comment and letting me know where you are watching from, I would appreciate it. And if you like this video, and you can certainly hit the like button, and you can share it. And you can certainly subscribe to my channel and hit the bell for future videos that I do. Now, I do my videos usually once a week on Sundays. The time on Sundays usually varies, so if by hitting the bell button, you certainly get notified right away when my video is posted. So I just want to say thank you and have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye.